Hello, everyone, and welcome. I am Coach Linda, and this is 100 Days of Purpose. And I am coming today with today's topic, which is the one thing. And today we're going to do something a little bit different. Normally, I come on and I just kind of talk to you, with you, at you. Today, I want it to be a little bit more kind of like a work thing. So we're going to um, do some things, and you don't have to type anything in the chat. You don't have to share your answers with me. But I do want you to follow along, if you will. If I can just trouble you for a few minutes, because we're not, we don't do this. I try not to do this for a very long time. So it's going to be a very quick exercise that we do. Um, and so I'm sorry, the TV's behind me and it's really loud. Sorry about that. I'm sorry. It's kind of distracting. But anyway, and so what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the one thing. And so what I want you to picture while you're getting yourself, hopefully you're getting a pen, paper, so you can do the exercise along with me. And so while you're doing that, I am going to once again tell you, for those of you that don't know, that I am Coach Linda. This is 100 Days of Purpose, and we are actually on day number 87. And today we're going to do something a little bit different because, I like to switch it up. We're going to do an exercise. Um, And so we're talking about the one thing. And what that means is if you can picture in your mind dominoes, right? You know the dominoes, you play them, or you've seen someone play them. And they're about 2 inches, right? 2 inches in height. And you can stack them up. And if you've seen it, there's a TV program. I want to call it Domino something. I can't remember what it's called. But what they do is they make these real elaborate designs and they make them out of dominoes, and then they knock one over and it goes and it knocks all the other ones down. Now, if you've watched on YouTube, you know that they can do that, and one domino in the wrong place will stop the flow, right? So it'll start knocking everything down, and if one is in the wrong place, then it won't continue, or it'll stop, or something will break the flow, and all the dominoes won't hit the ground. And so today what we're talking about is the one thing, that 1 2-inch diamond domino that you have, that you can put in the perfect place, tick it, and then it starts to this domino effect that's going to knock down every domino in its, behind it. And how we do this is I want you to, hopefully you have a paper and a pen or a pencil, or something that you can do this on. Maybe you're sitting there having lunch and you have a napkin or something, but I want you to draw just a regular circle, right? And I wish I had have done this myself, but look. So here's my paper, right? And you're just going to draw a circle like that. Can you see that? Can you see that circle? Okay. You're just going to draw the circle. And then in that circle, let's call it a pie. In that pie, you're going to make little, and I'm just kind of doing this on the thing. You're going to make little segments like that. Okay. And then each segment you're going to name. And it's called this the 7 circles, right? So you're going to have your spiritual life. You are going to have your spiritual life. Then you're going to have your key relationships. You are going to have your physical health. Then you're going to have spiritual life, key relationships, physical health. Hold on one second. I got to get my labels again. Okay. So you're going to have your spiritual life, you're going to have your physical health, you're going to have your key relationships, you're going to have your personal life. Then you're going to have your job or / career. Then you're going to have your business. And then you're going to have your finances. Okay. Okay. So you're going to have these 7 circles. And I just kind of drew this real quickly so it's not all even. So that's how it's going to look. A circle labeled with the 7 labels that I gave you. And then what you're going to do is in each of those little segments, you're going to rate them 1 to 10. So each one, so spiritual life, 1 to 10. Your key relationships, 1 to 10. Your personal life, 1 to 10. Your physical health, 1 to 10. Your job or career, 1 to 10. Your business, 1 to 10. And then your finances, 1 to 10. You're going to rate it. 1 being not so great, needs a whole lot of improvement, and 10 being exceeds all expectations. Okay. So you're going to rate it in those seven circles or 7 aspects of that one circle. You're going to rate it 1 to 10. And then once you've rated it 1 to 10, and there's no pass or fail here. There's no pass or fail. So you draw the circle, you split it into 7 segments, and each segment, again, those segments are going to be your spiritual life, your physical health, your key relationships, your personal life, your job and or career, your business, and your finances. Now, someone may say, well, Linda, what if I don't have any business? And that's fine, because you can also do your personal life as in your entertainment and, things that you do for fun. And then where it says business, you can do your personal business, which are like paying your bills and things like that. So you can do it that way too. But you're going to rate it 1 to 10. Each of these segments of this pie or of this circle, you're going to rate it 1 to 10. Again, there's no pass or fail. This is for your information only. You don't even have to share it with me unless you want to, because in a minute I'm going to talk about having an accountability coach. And if you need an accountability coach or someone that you can hold yourself accountable to, because many times we cannot hold ourselves accountable because we will fluctuate. We will give ourselves graces and allowances that someone outside of us may not give us, right? We will say, okay, well, I'm not feeling it today, so I'm just not going to do it. And we'll be okay with that. And so thus we cannot hold ourselves accountable. And going back to what today's topic is, it's the one thing, right? The one thing that you're going to do that's going to start the domino effect. So you label it 1 to 7. Again, 1 being needs much improvement, just below standard, right? And 10 exceeds all standards, okay? And then you're going to ask yourself this question: what can I do today to increase my score? Now, if you're at a 10, obviously there's nothing to increase because you're already exceeding in that area. I would think that anyone that gives themselves a 10 in any of these areas are probably not telling the God honest truth, right? Because there's always room for improvement. There's always room for elevation. There's always room for us to get over and above, right? So I don't think in any of these areas we will ever in this lifetime get to a 10. That's just me personally. And the reason why I feel that way, we can feel real good about where we are in those areas, but there always should be some type of room for improvement, right? Even the Warren Buffetts of the world still out there making money, right? So if you say, well, I'm good with my finances because all my bills are paid, this area number 10 would be a little bit more than all your bills are paid on time, right? You got some money in the bank, you got a little bit of retirement, that's all good and that's great and that's wonderful, and keep it up. But when you're at a 10, if you're exceeding, then that means every bucket is full, everything is overflowing. And if, the Warren Buffetts of the world can still want more. Okay, I think I've said enough. So you're going to ask yourself, what one thing can I do to increase my score? So let's say that in spiritual life, let's say hypothetical person, let's give the person a name like Ann, right? Let's say I'm talking with Ann and I say, okay, Ann, here are your 7 segments. Here's your pie. Here's your 7 segments. Tell me yourself in spiritual life. And she says, in my spiritual life, I think I'm a 7. Okay. What one thing can you do today to get you on the road or on the way of increasing that 7 to an 8? What one thing can you do? Okay. Okay, Ann, that's great. Let's say she said, read my Bible more. That's great. When are you going to start reading your Bible more? And what is that going to look like? When you say read your Bible more, first of all, how much are you reading your Bible right now? On a daily basis, if you're going to increase your number from 7 to an 8, on a daily basis, you're going to start reading your Bible. And what does that look like to you? Well, when I first get up in the morning, I'm pretending I'm Ann. First get up in the morning, I am going to read a chapter in Psalms or Proverbs or whatever it is, whatever book she chooses. Let's say Psalms, because I said that first. Oh, that's great, Ann. Okay, so every morning at what time? You see how I'm trying to get her to hone in? Because if you're going to get that domino and you're going to make that domino sit in the right spot to start the domino effect, then you've got to be specific in where you put it. You can't just put it anywhere. You got to be specific in where you put it. And so you got to drill it down. And I want you to do the same. And that's why I say you're going to need an accountability partner, because you're going to need someone that is going to follow up with you and say, hey, Ann, did you read your Bible today? And then Ann will say yes or no, right? They're not going to leave it there, right? They're going to say, what stood out most to you about what you read today? Now, if Ann has not read her Bible that day, and she says, yes, I read the Bible, when they ask that follow-up question, she's not going to have an answer. She can make something up, but if she really wants to see her life elevate, she's going to be honest. She's going to be truthful, and she'll say, I didn't really do it today. Or, yeah, I read it, but, I can't remember what I read because I wasn't really there. And remember, when you are trying to elevate something, the one thing has to be your focus. Okay, so let's go to the next one. So that's the spiritual life. The second one is your physical health. Okay, so 1 to 10, and where are you on your physical health? Oh, well, I'm about a 5. Okay, what one thing can you do to get you to a 6. Go to the gym. Oh, that's great. I love the gym. So when are you going to go to the gym? I don't know. Do you go on Mondays? Are you going to go on Wednesdays? Are you going to go once a week? Are you going to go twice a week? Are you going to go 3 times a week? What specifically are you going to do when you get to the gym? So you got to ask those questions and you have to drill it down. So you would do that with each, because I don't want to spend a whole lot of time here, but you would do that with each of these 7 circles or 7 segments of the circle. Okay. So again, the 7 segments, for those of you that are watching or maybe just coming in, the 7 segments, you draw a circle, you make it into a pie, and the pie should have 7 pieces. And the first piece is going to be spiritual life. The second piece is going to be physical health. The third piece is going to be key relationships. The fourth piece is going to be your personal life. The fifth is going to be your job and or career. Your 6th is going to be your business, or for those of you that don't have a side hustle or are not self-employed or anything like that, is going to be your personal business. Again, your personal business will be the household bills and the things that you have to do to run your home. Okay, so you're going to treat that as your business. And then you have your finances. That's your last one. So you're going to rate it 1 to 10, 1 being just not happening at all, needs a lot of improvement, and 10 being it exceeds. And I've already told you that in any area that you give yourself a 10, I'm going to question that, or you should question that. If I'm not your accountability coach, you should question that, because why can't you elevate? Why isn't there room for improvement there? Okay. So 1 to 7 or 1 to 10, you're going to rate these 7 things. And then you're going to ask yourself, after you rated them, what one thing can I do that will raise my score up at least 1 point? Okay. So again, the example was spiritual life 7. I'm going to read my Bible more. That's going to help me raise it to an 8. And how that's going to help me is because I'm going to read my Bible every day. When I get up in the morning, I'm going to read a chapter on Psalms. And so that's the example that we gave on how small or how great, how much time or how much energy you're going to put into that. Remember, the more time you put into it, the more energy you put into it, the quicker you will start to see some results. And the point is, you want to get each of these 7 areas almost where they're leveled out. And that's what we call the work-life balance, right? So when you hear people talk about the work-life balance, what they're saying is that you should have these areas, and all of these areas should be balanced. So let's say your highest score is a 7 or your highest score is an 8. Then you want everything that's under that 8 to raise up to that 8. That makes stuff balanced. Okay. So that's the one thing that we need to try to work on, that when we are people of purpose and we're doing things strategically, intentionally, on purpose, that now we are just saying, we're not just out there doing the thing. We're not just out there surviving. We're just not out there doing what we do and hoping everything falls into place and hoping everything will work out. And we got all these pipe dreams and all of that. We're going to stop just pulling at straws. We're going to stop, rolling the dice. We're going to stop gambling our life away. We're going to take control of it, because if we are doing our purpose, there's a reason for us to be here. There's a reason for us to exist. There's a reason why we're taking up space. Then we're going to utilize that space to the fullest capacity. Okay. So again, the exercise for today, it's a little bit different than what I've done in the past. I wanted to give you guys a sample of some of this, when you come to me as a coach, some of the stuff that we do behind the scenes, because you guys don't see that. You see me talking, but you never see me in action. So I wanted to give you guys a very small taste. And I know some of my clients are like, no, she didn't just do that for them. Because normally I just give you the 5 questions and I tell you how to get through the 5 transitional questions, but I don't give you more than that. Today I wanted to give you a little bit more, okay? Because I believe that if you are watching me, if you're following along with me, then hopefully consistently trying to become a person of purpose, and you're trying to put together these little segments that I'm doing on the 100 days of purpose to kind of make the puzzle come together. And so now I want to give you something that's behind the scenes. Okay, so you're welcome. So here you go. Again, draw a circle. Now I'm going to show you my little makeshift circle that I did. You just off the quick, here it is. I don't know if it's in thing, but you draw a circle, you split it up. Don't do it like I did it, because I just did it like, just trying to make something so you can see it. If I had a thought, I would have done it on the computer and it would be beautiful and then color coded and all of that, but whatever. So you're going to draw the circle. You're going to make it into 7 pieces of the circle, and then each piece you're going to label. Again, the labels are spiritual life, physical health, key relationships, family and friends, key relationships, personal life, job and or career, business or personal business, depending on how you fit in that business world, and then finances. And you're going to rate each one 1 to 10. So 1 to 10, spiritual life, 1 to 10, physical health, 1 to 10, key relationships, 1 to 10, personal life, 1 to 10, job or career, 1 to 10, business or personal business, and 1 to 10, finances. You're going to do it. And again, what you're trying to do is find that balance in your work and life, right? You got to have enough work to match the life, and enough life to match the play. So work, play, life, it all has to be there. That's why the things aren't always business centric or focused on business, and it's not just focused on your personal life. It's not just focused on your work, and it's not just focused on your life. It has a little bit of everything in there. So your personal life can be the fun, the enjoyment, your traveling, your family time, your going out and watching concerts and all of that stuff. That's what your personal life is. So you want to have that work life play balance, balance, and you want to bring everything up so that everything is at the same number. Again, my personal belief is that you should strive for the 10, but know that that is always going to be something just outside of your reach. And the reason why it's going to be something always outside of your reach, because as long as you are alive, you should be evolving. As long as you are alive, you should be elevating. As long as you are alive, you should want to become a better version of who you are. Okay? So there it is. What one thing can you do that will help you increase the number in each of those boxes? My thing is, start with your highest number and try to get everything under that number up to that number, right? So if you, let's say, with me, I would say that my spiritual life is very high because I study the word, I preach the word, I teach the word. I'm always giving my personal testimonies. I'm always doing ministry. I'm out there doing what it is that I believe God has me doing in this arena. And so I believe that that is high. But there are some levels when I did this personally for myself, there are some other levels that I was like, well, my physical health, although it's higher than it has been in the past, it's still not quite where I want it to be. And if I compare it to my spiritual life, it's still falling short. So I need to bring that up. Okay. My key relationships, need to bring those up a little bit. I need to be able to find a little bit more time to spend with family and friends that I say I love and care for, and not just assume that they know that they can come to me. No, make myself a little bit more available, show up a little bit more. Okay. Show up a little bit more and be involved in what they're involved in, not just showing up because, hey, look, you guys are coming and supporting me, so let me come and support you too. Okay, so those are the things that you want to look at. So hopefully this is giving you some idea, and you can go through it and you can take a look at these segments and try to work on it a little bit. The other thing, tomorrow we're going to talk about a different type of 7 categories that I call your clarity. I call it the clarity circle. So we're going to talk about the clarity circle tomorrow. Today was just the one thing circle, if you will, the domino effect circle. So we're starting with the domino effect circle. Tomorrow we're going to do the clarity circle, and we're going to deal with 7 different areas, but the idea is about the same, but the exercise is a little bit different. So keep watching, keep listening. Know that I want to see you succeed. I want you to become the person of purpose that you were meant and made and created to become, that you already are, and you just haven't tapped into it. Okay, it's already in you, you just haven't tapped into it. I am Coach Linda. This is 100 Days of Purpose. Today about the one thing you need to do that will elevate you in every area that you feel you're lacking in. What one thing can you do to start that domino effect? Listen, only those that can see the invisible can achieve the impossible. I want you. Yes, you. You see me? You see me looking at you? I want you. Uh-huh. You right there. Don't look over your shoulder. Don't look behind you. I'm talking to you. I want you to be exactly who you were created and designed to be. I want you to know that you are necessary and important, that you are wise and you are powerful beyond your even wildest imagination. Okay? I want you to be exactly who you were created to be. I want you to do it intentionally. I want you to do it strategically. And I want you to be on purpose with everything that you do, with everything that you say. So be you. And I guarantee you the world will adjust.